Okay, hi guys, welcome again, and hope you guys have solved the all problems from the practice set 1.2. Okay, by a graphically method. Okay, so today I would just want to explain one of the example which is there on your textbook. That is page number 9 of your textbook. Okay, so if you see in the textbook, the question is x plus 2y is equals to 4, and 3x plus 6y is equals to 12. This is equation 1 and equation 2. Okay, and you can see this type of graph is drawn on this page. Okay, so I have not marked the points also. I just mentioned the rough diagram. Okay, this type of graph is there on your textbook page. Okay, page number 9. Okay, so now what we have to do, now we have to compare this equation 1 with this a1x plus b1y plus, sorry, E is equals to c1. Okay, and this equation 2 with a2x plus b2y is equals to c2. Okay, so now let's see what questions there are given in the textbook. Okay, so the first question here is, are the graphs of both the equations different or same? Okay, so when we draw a graph of both the equations, we get this one straight line. Okay, so what does it means? That the graph of the both the equations are same, because we get one straight line when we draw a graph of both equations. That means they coincide each other. Okay, means this both the lines, they coincide each other. Okay, so that's the meaning of it. Okay, so next one is second one. What are the solutions of the two equations x plus 2y and 3x plus 6y equal to 12? How many solutions are possible? Okay, uh, remember guys, whenever we get the straight line, when we draw the graph of both the equations, okay, whenever we get a straight line, it means that it has number of solutions, it has many solutions, or we can say it has infinite solutions. Okay, so now let's quickly go on the third one. Okay, so the third one, I have written the answer over here. Okay, from third digit mentioned over here. What are the relation between coefficients of x, coefficient of y, and constant term in both the equations? Okay, so they are asking now what are the relation between the coefficient of x and coefficient of y. Okay, so as we have compared equation 1 with this one and equation 2 with this one. Okay, so what we can get, the ratio of the coefficient of x is what, a1 upon a2. As we can see, x is a1 upon a2, so a1 upon a2 is 1 upon 3. Similarly, ratio of the coefficient of y is y upon y2, that is 2 upon 6, that also is 1 upon 3. Okay, so now ratio of constant, that is c1 upon c2, is what, 4 upon 12, that is 1 upon 3. Okay, so what does it means? All these ratios are same. Okay, so what does mean all the ratios are same? Okay, so now let's go on to the fourth question. Okay, so fourth question says, what conclusion can you draw when two equations are given but the graph is only on line, only one line? Okay, so if suppose we take a1 upon a2, we take b1 upon b2, we take c1 upon c2, like here. Okay, and all the values of a1 upon a2, b1 upon b2, and c1 upon c2, like here, are same, that is 1 upon 3. So what does it means? Then the graph of the given equation is only one line. If all ratios are same, then the graph of the given equation is in one line, like here, this one. Okay, now if you ask me, if a1 upon a2 and b1 upon b2 are same, but when we compare with c upon c2, it is not same. Suppose like here is 1 upon 3, here is 1 upon 3, and suppose here is 5 upon 3, which is not same. So at that time, what will happen is the graph of the equation will be parallel, that is, it will not be same. Okay, okay, now the as it is shown here, then the graph is parallel. So how it will see, how we can see the graph? Okay, so for that, just turn to page number 10 of your textbook, and you can see over there, that is ICT tools. Okay, use GeoGebra software, they have asked you. Okay, so I'll be explaining you through the GeoGebra software. Okay, I have downloaded that software in my laptop. Okay, So what you can do is, I have shared the link in the description. Okay, you can directly click on that link and you will be taken to the page where you can directly start solving your given equations. Okay, so whatever what the Geo software does is, whenever we write the equation in that software, it gives its solution. Okay, so now what this happens and how it is, we will see next now. Okay, so now on page number 10 there is an activity given. Okay, that is using ICT tools you have to solve. Okay, so in front you can see the ICT tool software which is there, which I have downloaded over here. Okay, so you have to just download the software. Okay, and next we have to come over here in classic spreadsheets. Okay, in classic spreadsheets we'll be checking our equations. Okay, so let's quickly check the equation which is there, page number 9, that is x plus 2y is equals to 4. We'll be writing it over here. X plus 2y is equals to 4. Okay, so as soon as we click on enter, you will be getting a line over here. Okay, so this is the line for that particular equation. Okay, when you just zoom out, you will be able to see, sorry, when you zoom in, you will be able to see the points also, correct? Okay, so now let's quickly take on to the next equation, that is 3x plus 6y is equals to 12. Okay, now that we are going to write it over here. 3x plus 6y is equal to 12. Okay, so as soon as you click on enter, see, so this both the lines of the equations are coinciding. Okay, so that's the reason you are able to see only one line over here. Okay, so this is the way you can check your solution which is correct or not. Okay, so both the lines are coinciding over here. Okay, there are two lines but both the lines are coinciding. Okay, so this is the reason this equations has multiple solutions, or we can say infinite solutions. Okay, now let's see the second example which is there on page textbook, page number 10. Okay, so it's x minus 2y is equals to 4 and 2x minus 4y is equals to 12. Okay, so first we will write x minus 2y. Just a moment. X minus 2y is equal to 4. As soon as we click on enter, we get this line for the equation. Okay, and next one is 2x minus 4y is equal to 12. Okay, so now when we click on enter for this one, for this line, we get this. Okay, so what we can see over here we can see is both the lines are parallel lines. Okay, why these lines are parallel lines? Because the ratio of the a1 upon a2 is equals to b1 upon b2, but it is not equal to c1 upon c2. Okay, so in this case we get the two parallel lines. Okay, so this is a software which you can use to solve all the equations, or you can check the equations after solving it's correct or not. Okay, now so just quickly come on to the next topic, that is the determinant. Okay, now first of all, what is the determinant? Okay, the numbers which are placed between these two lines, okay, that is a b c d, they are known as the determinants. Okay, now this a b is called as row, also c d is called as row. So this is one row and this is row second. Okay, now AC is known as column, also BD is known as the column. So this is column number 1, this is column number 2. Okay, and this complete structure is called as the determinant. Okay, now here the degree or the order of determinant is 2. Okay, because we have 2 row and 2 columns, so the order or degree is 2. Okay, now value of determinant. Now how to find the value of determinant? Okay, so we have our determinant, that is a b c d. Okay, to find the value, what we'll do is we will cross multiply, that is A into D minus B into C. Okay, I'll tell you again like this one, A into D this minus B into C. Okay, for example we will take one, that is A is equals to 5 upon 7, 3 upon 9. Okay, so now to find the value of this determinant, what we'll do, we will cross multiply 5 into 9 minus 7 into 3. 5 into 9, that is 45, 7 3 is equals to 21, 7 into 3 21. So answer is 24. Okay, so these types of sums comes in exam for the 1 mark. Okay, so you will be able to solve this. Okay, so there is one more type of sum which comes in the exam, like this one over here. Okay, suppose in the determinant you have given is 2 root 3 2 root 2 4 root 2 into minus 6 root 3. Okay, so now there's no worry to get few because of the roots are present in the question. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll follow the procedure. The procedure is multiply A into D minus B into C. We have to just cross multiply the terms. Okay, so 2 root 3 into minus 6 root 3 minus 2 root 2 into 4 root 2. Okay, so once we cross multiply, then we can write as 2 into minus 6 is minus 12 and root 3 into root 3 is 3. Similarly, 2 into 4 is 8 and root 2 into root 2 is 2. Okay, so minus 36 minus 16 is equals to minus 52. Okay, so now you will be asking how this root 3 into root 3 I have written here 3. Okay, so for that also I explain it over here to you. Root 3 into root 3 we all know we can write in the form as 3 raised to 1 by 2, 3 raised to 1 by 2. Okay, so when the base is common, so at that time we can add the powers. Okay, so 3 raised to 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 2. So what is 1 upon 2? 1 upon 2 will give you, that is 3 raised to 1, that is 3. Okay, so this rule is only applicable when the both terms are common, that is root 3 into root 3, root 2 into root 2, root 4 into root 4, root 5 into root 5, at that time when these both terms are same or common. Okay, okay, so now we will just quickly turn on to practice set 1.3. Okay, so now we will solve few of the problems from the practice set 1.3. Okay, so I have here in front of you, that is question number 1. Okay, so the question number 1, we have 3 2 4 5 in this determinant and we have to find the value of this. Okay, so 3 into 5 will cross multiply, minus 2 into 4 which will give 3 into 5 is 15, minus 8 is 7. Okay, similarly we'll now solve the question number 2, that is first one, minus 1 7 2 4. These are the values. Okay, so cross multiplying 1 into minus 4 minus 2 into 7, that is minus 4 into minus 14 is equals to 18. Similarly, the question 3 over here is 7 upon 3, 5 upon 3, 3 upon 2, 1 upon 2. Okay, so 7 upon 3 into 1 upon 2 minus 5 upon 3 into 3 upon 2. Okay, we'll give as 7 upon 6. We'll multiply this 3 into 2 6 minus 5 upon 15 upon 6, which gives minus 8 upon 6, that is 4 upon 3. Okay, the second one is actually I have solved the third first and second later. Okay, so 5 3 minus 7 0, 5 into 0 minus 3 into minus 7, which gives 0 minus of minus 21, that is plus 21. So answer of this is 21. Okay, so now I hope you understand how to find the value of the determinant. Okay, so now let's quickly go through the topic of next is Cramer's rule. Okay, now just quickly learn the basics of the Cramer's rule. Okay, so there are the two equations, that is a1x plus b1y is equals to c1, a2x plus b2y is equals to c2. These are the two equations. Okay, so in this, what is d? Okay, so d we have to take is, we have to, okay, first of all I will tell you, this is the coefficient of x terms, this is coefficient of y terms, and this is constant terms. Okay, so to find the value of d, okay, we have to omit the constant terms and write only these values. Okay, when we omit these constant terms, what we see, that is a1 upon a2, b1 upon b2, that only we have written over here. Okay, so now you'll be asking what is this dx and dy. Okay, for that, okay, actually this is the formula for Cramer's rule. When we find, so to find x in Cramer's rule, it is x is equals to dx upon d and y is equals to dy upon d. Okay, so now how to find this dx and dy? This is this way. Okay, so now we have just seen how to find d. Okay, now how to find dx? Okay, so whenever we find dx, at that time we have to replace this coefficient of x terms with the constant. Okay, suppose means we have to replace these terms, okay, in place of constant terms. Okay, so we will be writing as c1 upon c2 is equals to b1 and b2. We have to replace x terms. Okay, similarly for dy, what we'll do is we will replace y coefficient terms with c1 and c2. So we can write as a1 upon a2 and c1 upon c2 in place of y coefficients. Okay, okay, to find x, it is dx upon dy and y is equals to dy upon d. So these are the formulas for finding x and y in the Cramer's rule. Okay, so let's quickly understand this by solving few of the problems from the problem set. Also, if you want to know how where this formula comes from, you can surely check on the page number 11 and 12 and 13 of your textbook. There they have given how this x equal dx upon d and dy upon d has come from. Okay, but you did not need to worry much. You can just directly by heart these formulas. Okay, so let's turn to the practice set 1.3 now. Okay, so now we will start solving the question number 2 from the practice set 1.3. Okay, from question number 2, that is first question, we have 3x minus 4y is equals to 10, 4x plus 3y is equals to 5. Okay, so we can mark this as equation 1 and we can mark this as equation number 2. Okay, so we can also write the values of a1 and a2. Okay, so a1 is 3, b1 is 4 and c1 is 10. Similarly, a2 is 4, b2 is 3 and c2 is 5. Okay, so we have found the values of a1, a2, b1, b2 and c1, c2. This here it is. Okay, so now to find the value of d, what's the formula for it? We have to ignore the constant terms. We have to omit this and we have to write only these terms, x and y terms. Okay, so that is a1 upon a2, b1 upon b2. So in that case, it is 3 upon 4 minus 4 upon 3. Okay, so cross multiplying 3 into 3 minus 4 into minus 4, which gives 9 minus 16 is equals to 9 plus minus turns to plus, and answer is 25. Okay, for finding the dx, how we find? We replace the x coefficient terms by constant one. Okay, so in place of these 3 and 4, we will be writing 10 and 5. Okay, so c1 upon c2, b1 upon b2. So 10 5 minus 4 3 in this way. Okay, so 10 into 3 minus 5 into minus 4. So 30 into minus of minus 20 is means 30 plus 20 is equals to 50. Similarly, for finding the dy, what we'll do is now we will replace coefficient of y by this constant terms, means 3 by 4 and 10 by 5, that is a1 upon a2 and c1 upon c2. So 3 by 4, 10 by 5 is equals to 3 into 5 minus 4 into 10 is equals to minus 15 minus 40, which gives us answer as minus 25. Okay, so now the how to find x? The formula of x is dx upon d. Okay, simple, you have to remember this. X is equals to dx upon d is equal to, what is dx? Dx is 50. 50 upon what is d? D is 25. So answer is 2. So dy upon d. So what is dy? Dy is minus 25. What is d? D is 20. So answer is y is minus 1. So 2 comma minus 1 is the solution of this equation, simultaneous equation by Cramer's rule. Okay, so now let's see the second problem from this second question. Okay, now second question is 4x plus 3y minus 4 is equals to 0. So we can turn this equation as 4x plus 3y 4 will take to this side, that is equal to 4. We can mark this as equation number 1. 6x is equals to 8 minus 5y, that is we can write this equation as 6x plus 5y. When this sign will come here, so it will turn to plus 5y is equals to 8. Okay, so this is question number 1, sorry, equation number 1 and equation number 2. Okay, so after writing a1 a2 from equation 1 and 2 is a1 is this one 4, b1 is 3, c1 is 4, a2 is 6, b2 is 5, c2 is 8. Okay, so now solving d, as I told you how we can write the d1. We have to just omit the constant term, that constant coefficients. Okay, and we have to write 4 upon 6, 3 upon 5. Similarly, by cross multiplying 4 into 5, 6 into 3, we get 20 minus 18 is equals to 2. Okay, so now how we will get the x terms, dx terms? We will replace the x coefficient by constant one. So this is the x coefficient, that is 4 and 6. We will replace this by constant term, that is 4 upon 8. So what we will write, instead of x coefficient we will write 4 upon 8 and y coefficient as it is, that is 3 upon 5. Okay, so 4 into 5 minus 8 into 3 is 20 minus 24, that is minus 4. How we will write dy? We will write as, we will replace y coefficient terms by constant. So in place of this we will write 4 upon 8. So how it will be, it's 4 upon 6, 4 upon 8. Okay, so 4 upon 6, 4 upon 8 is equals to 8 into 4 minus 6 into 4, which means 32 minus 24 is equals to 8. Okay, so the formula for writing finding x is, by Cramer's rule, is dx upon d, that is minus 4 upon 2, the answer is 2. For y is dy upon d, that is 8 by 2 is equals to 4. So minus 2 comma 4 is the solution of given equation. Okay, so you can just take the snapshot and write it down, this sums. Okay guys, so now quickly just turn to the question number 6. Okay, so I have just solved question 1, question 2 and question number 6. Okay, so rest all are of same type, so you can just take that as a homework and start practicing it. Okay, so this sum is little bit of different, so I thought I should solve this one. Okay, so just let's see it. So the question is 2x minus 3 plus 3y is equals to 2 and x minus y by 2 is equals to 1 by 2. So here a is 2, b1 is 3, c1 is 2, a2 is 1, b2 is minus 1 by 2 and c2 is 1 by 2. Okay, so now what is d over here? D, as I told you, we have to omit this constant and we have to write this x and y coefficient, that is 2 1 3 minus 1 by 2. Similarly 2 1 3 minus 1 by 2, cross multiplying 2 into minus 1 by 2 minus 3 is equals to minus 1 minus 3, that is minus 4. How will find dx? We have to just replace the x coefficients by constant, that is 2 upon 2 and c1 is 2, c2 is 1 by 2. Okay, so c1 c2 b1 b2. Okay, so just placing the values and cross multiplying 2 into minus 1 by 2 minus 3 into 1 by 2, that is minus 2 upon minus 3 upon 2, that is minus 5 by 2. Okay, for dy we have to just replace y coefficients by constant one, so it is 2 upon 1 and 2 upon 1 upon 2. Okay, so 2 into 1 upon 2, that is minus 2 is equals to 1 minus 2 is equals to minus 1. This is the answer. Okay, so now how will you find the value of x? That is in substituting in formula dx upon d, dx is minus 5 by 2 and d is minus 4. Okay, so as you know, when we multiply, there is a fraction in the denominator, so it will reverse when we multiply, that is 5 by 2 into minus 1 upon 4. Answer is 5 by 8. Y is dy by d, dy is minus 1 and d is 4, so minus minus got cancelled, it's 1 upon 4. So 5 by 8 comma 1 by 4 is the solution of the given equation. Okay, so that's it guys. By this we have solved maximum problems on the practice set 1.3. okay, the rest sums which I have not solved, you can just take down for practice and you can practice it by yourselves. Okay, now you will be able to solve all these sums. Okay, that's it for today guys. Thank you.